Thank you so much once again for joining the session and welcome to the session. And let me just go and share the agenda of the session. So this is the agenda topics that which we are going to cover today. Success factors, time management and time tracking. What is the view and the features that are available for an employee? Being an employee, how exactly the time management and time tracking is useful, and being a manager, what are the different available features and options that are there in time tracking and time management? And for administrators, what are the different features available, and how exactly the administrator will can use time management and uh, uh, time tracking system, and the time administration and time evaluation of success factors time tracking, and what are the best practices that we have as part of SAP best practice deployment, and we also going to cover the integration topics from time of solution. I mean, time management solution, which includes time tracking as well, and what are the key takeaways from this session that which we are going to discuss. The key takeaways of success factors time solution and time tracking, and we have the dedicated time which is end of our session for question and answers. So meanwhile, if you have any question, right, you can just put it in the chat so that we can just catch up in our question and answer session. Yeah. So when it comes to SAP SuccessFactors time tracking, it is, as I told you, SuccessFactors time tracking is a this has come in the new releases, and this functionality is an extension of our basic timesheet and provide a comprehensive solution to record the time and administer the time and evaluate working time for all type of employees across multiple devices. This provides a flexibility of the framework where you can just configure and manage your working time according to your company laws and different regulations which abide the rules and regulations of the country or within the company itself, and it will collectively labor agreements and other types of policies. It means like you can configure time tracking based on customer requirement, and it is flexible enough to just incorporate most of your the logics and the calculation of your different overtime or your time off in lieu or your absences, whatever it is. Yeah, so everything success factor time tracking is capable enough to configure all this. Going to next slide. So it is mobile friendly. So we have mobile app, which is SuccessFactors standard mobile app, which will help you out to just make use of mobile app to just record your time, and it approach enable user improved productivity and agility and work flexibility. Yeah, with a consolidated view of time sensitive tasks and frequently accessed actions to trigger direct actions to the user can become more efficient no matter where they are. So by clicking one button on the mobile app, click on time track, and just you can simply just go on punch in and punch out. Just click record your punch in and punch out, so automatically it'll just uh, capture all your time recording. Yeah, so multiple time recording options to cater all types of employees. So there are two different variants to record your time based on a work duration or based on your clock times. Employees with a duration based work schedules record the time based on total number of hours that they have worked, and employees work on clock time based. They'll record their time based by inputting the start and end of their working time. Yeah, SAP SuccessFactors time recording supports work duration and clock time for both these options. Employees with the duration-based work schedules record their time based on total hours they worked, as I told you earlier, and clock time-based variant employees, they'll just record their time based on start and end times. Clock time can be recorded on third-party clock terminals as well. so that that directly integrate to your SuccessFactors time recording system. So you can also record the employee time in the remote. Deskless workers can use their mobile and web-based digital punch clock. So in the slide, you can see the digital punch clock where they can directly just go and record their time manually by inputting start and end time. And uh, it can also be integrated to third-party clock terminals where the employee can just punch in from the biometric terminals. So automatically this will integrate and just display you here in this in the in this workbench where you can see all the clock in, clock out, and any all the details of your time recorded for that particular period of time. Uh, a simple timesheet to your employees to record the work that they have did for that particular day. Yeah, the timesheet is intended to be a single solution for all the time recording. The time recording is based on employees' work schedule and the absence information. So whatever the slide that whatever you see here, right? So this is how the employees will see, and they will just go and record their time. Time record is time is recorded on time types. For example, the employee work on working time on a slide that whatever you see here, right? So this can be allocated to different cost centers. For example, while employees just recording the time, they also have an option where what exactly to which exactly the cost center that this particular time to be debited. Yeah, so they can even just record the cost centers. The time type which they can be selected by an employee is depend on the time recording profile. So when they choose this while they're recording their time, they can see different time types, and these time types is purely based on the grouping that we do in a backend. So based on the customer requirement, normally we'll just group different time types based on their grade and level of an employees, right? So once this group is assigned to an employee, so only that group of time types will be available for an employee to just uh, choose in the timesheet to unrecord the time. For example, for some of the employees, you might provide the things like business travel and additional breaks and so on. So for some of the employees, you'll not provide these time types. For example, if we take executives, they may have the business travel and any time off in lieu, all these time types. Yeah. So for blue collar workers, like there will not be any business travel as an attendance time type to record in their timesheet. Yeah, just to differentiate, like based on the grouping that we do. So for executive level employees, we'll just assign the group where we have the business travel associated, and for a blue collar workers, we'll just assign another group where there is no where there is no business travel associated. So it, like this way you can just differentiate and have the proper time types assigned to the group of employees. Yeah. So real-time calculation and pay type generation upon time recording. So it is like as soon you record your time, so automatically system SuccessFactors time tracking is capable enough to just record your time, and just system will generate your overtime based on the logics that we have pre-built in the system. For just an example, for overtime premiums, you see on the right pan of the slide that the overtime can be processed and weighted according to the company policies. Yeah, this means that the certain percentage is calculated automatically and applied when employee fills out the timesheet. The employee simply fills out the timesheet, the total working hours, and the evaluation runs in a real time in a backend. The SuccessFactors standard time evaluation will run and just calculate your first 2 overtime hours be against 100 like 105 percentage of overtime, and from 2 to 4 hours of overtime will be from somewhere around like 110 percentage of payment. And any other days, for example, if employee working on Sunday, based on his work schedule, it is week off and he's just filling the time for the Sunday, then automatically it will be 200 percentage of overtime. Just these are few examples of like how exactly the time evaluation runs and the pay types will be generated. Yeah. Even like we can have a complex rules and regulations can be configured in a timesheet configuration. For example, pay type generation for attendances and absences time at a specific clock time, like night bonus for work between uh, maybe 7 p.m. to midnight 11 p.m. or automatically generate a shift premiums for a day shifts and rotating shift pattern. And if you have a period model of work schedule configured in the system, the timesheet can also be handled concurring pay type such situations. This is particularly useful when for example overtime on Sunday should not be generated in overtime premium but higher rate on Sunday premium, or combined overtime and Sunday premiums. Yeah, so these are a few examples like how exactly success factor time tracking will calculate your overtime, just to differentiate on weekend overtime, on public holiday overtime, and maybe on regular working day if an employee is working and just is recording more than his planned working hours. uh, how exactly your overtime to be calculated? Maybe first 2 hours to be 100 percentage, 110 percentage, and next 2 to 4 hours will be like a 150 percentage, something like that. So all these relatively like the complex calculation rules can be configured within time tracking system, so that you, like being an administrator, you don't need to just worry about the calculation system will be able to automatically calculate all these logics and just generate a pay type, so that these pay types can be, you can just send it to a payroll system eventually. So we'll just come to the payroll integration, all this in our next slides. We can discuss in detail on this. Yeah, so these three people are the key personas where like mostly in time management that they'll participate. One is employee and a manager and the administrator. So let us look at like what exactly the employee will just look into in the time of solution in SuccessFactors, and what are the different features that are available for an employee, and what are the different features and uh, that are available for a manager, and what are the different sophisticated features to administrator that are available, so that the administrator life will become easy. So let us look at employee. Yeah. So for an employee, it is just a simple informative time recording experience that they look at normally. So let me just go to another slide where, yeah. So being an employee, I need to record my working time easily. I need to be paid accurately for the work that I record in the system, and the work I did in the organization, and the flexibility with the work schedule is very much appreciated. So apart from your regular planned working hours, planned work schedule, so it is very much appreciated if you have flexibility in the planned working hours, working schedule. Yeah. I need to apply for time off easily on the mobile app or whatever the device it is. So it should be supported in all the devices. So can I record my time on my mobile? So that's what as I said. So it is not just only applying the time off, which is applying the absence. So can I record my time? Can I record my time, daily time, on my mobile easily? So these are the basic things that the employee will expect. So let us look at like how exactly all these expectations met in the success factor uh, time tracking system. So record time worked on a simple timesheet online. So this is how the employee will look at the timesheet. So this is how they'll record it. The timesheet is intended to be a single solution for all time recording. The time recording is based on employee's work schedule and the absence information. So while you are recording your time, so the pre-populated data that whatever you see here, it is purely based on your planned working hours and the absence information that you have already inputted into the system. Time recording, time is recorded on time types. For example, the working time on the see in on the work on the slide that you can see working time, right? So this is purely based on the time types that are available for you. Yeah, also you can see the cost centers as I told you earlier. So while you are recording your time, you can also just record the cost center of this particular time where you are working. So the time types which can be selected by an employee is purely depend on the time recording profile. So as I told you earlier, the time recording profile is the group of time types which you link to an employee in the job information. So based on this time recording profile, like a different time type for employees can be recorded. Yeah, so like as I told you earlier, different group of people may have different time types available, so that based on the time types that they have, they can just simply just go and choose and just record the time in the timesheet. Yeah, track the time worked on your mobile device. Using mobile device to enter your time is a simple and quick process for employees. This is especially useful for employees who are not tied to a specific location or who may have not access to their time on a laptop. Like they can easily punch in and punch out. They can easily record their time in the mobile. So like more focus for this mobile app is to just for the employees where they are not tied up to one location, they'll just go to office and just record their time on their laptop or their uh, the system that they have. So maybe the employees who will be roaming here and there, employees roaming from one office to another office where they'll not have the fixed work location. So for these kind of employees, the mobile app is very useful, where they can simply just go and record their time easily. Yeah, and they can even just they can just go and make any amendments that they have previously entered, and they can just easily preview all the weekly summaries and in one go. And if they wanted to make any amendments, then simply they can just edit the previous days that which we have already uh, recorded in the system. I'm recorded in the mobile or whatever it is, right? So once whatever the recorded, that will just show up here on the mobile. You can just simply edit and just amend the existing recorded time. And once after you just amend and just submit, then again it will just trigger the workflow approval process. So once it is approved, then that will just store in the database. Remote and deskless workers can clock in and out via mobile digital punch clock. So as I told you in the previous slide, the mobile digital punch clock that which you've seen on the mobile in the slide, sorry, just a click of it is just on click of clock time button. Employees can record their punches, so they'll be able to present with the eligible time event types like clock in and the lunch break and training or clock out. So just if they go and click on that particular button in the punch clock, so automatically that will just record your time. Employees can then select the relevant time event type, and that's it. The time punch is recorded in the system. The previous time events recorded for the day are also be listed and given employees to complete overview of punches recorded for the day. And in addition to that, the employee can jump into a timesheet to confirm if the time events recorded are paid and visible in the timesheet. So as you see in the slide, you also can uh, see in it supports to different languages. Yeah, so if an employee logged into a system with a different locale, so it'll also support and just show you in a different language, so that they can just simply just see all this time event types in employee specific locale, and they can simply just go and record their time. You also have an excited feature here with this digital punch clock, which is GPS location capture capability. So you can just simply uh, while you're using this particular app, right? So while using this digital punch clock, you will get a pop-up saying you wanted to alone, just you wanted to also capture the GPS location on the mobile device. So if you choose yes, then it will also capture the GPS location where exactly you are just punching your uh, time. Yeah. So as I told you, it is purely pure. It is not a mandatory to just always shows the GPS location capture within the timesheet. It is just system will ask you employee consent to capture the mobile to capture the location on your mobile. Again, this is purely only specific to mobile, and this feature is not available in any other devices. Desk workers can clock in and out on web version of digital punch clock. So the web version, this is a web version of your punch clock. So you also have a quick, like and if you go to a laptop, and if you're recording your time on a laptop, you have this uh, you have the digital punch clock on your quick action menu in the new homepage. Then simply you go and click on it, and you can just simply record your time. Yeah. So clock in and clock out employees can use new timesheet UI to view and create or delete time events. So by using this, you also can just create the new time events, create your new time recording, or you also can just view the existing time, and you can, if you wanted to delete the existing recorded time, you can simply just go and delete it. So all these are possible through uh, desktop as well, through digital punch clock, which is available in the quick actions in the new homepage. Employees can also record their time via third-party clock terminal devices. The screenshot that you see here is a web version of clock in clock out admin console. It provides a complete overview of your all time events and the statuses of employees that admin is responsible for. uh, Admin page can be also displayed based on the filter options provided. So for example, the admins can list the time events that are paid status, not paid status, and they also can just filter based on the errors, right? So there are other options that are available to search for particular employee or filter the records based on the date and time. Again, the whatever the filters that you see here. So again, we have the further improvements that are planned in the future by SAP. So as of now, the filters that whatever you see here, these are only the filters that we have, but these filters are uh, in plan to just enhance based on different customer requirement. Yeah. Real-time display of events in the timesheet, including error handling. So once you go here, so you can simply see the errors if you have any while you are recording your time, and daily list of time events in the timesheet. So you can see the list of time uh, with the different events in the day. For example, a break and clock in and clock out. Again, lunch break, and if you have any other time event recorded in the time sheet for that particular day, you can see everything in one go. And paid time events are displayed in different color. And again, if you have any errors, again that can be colored in a different color coding, so that it is very easy to handling the errors if you have any. Ability to record missing punches or to make corrections directly on the timesheet. So here directly you can just go and edit the existing time recording, and you can just simply amend if something is required. So, for example, if from third-party terminals, if the time recording is already integrated to Timesheet, which is time tracking system, so if you wanted to regularize that particular time attendance, right? So which is already recorded in the system, so you can simply just go and edit the time recorded in the system directly from the time recording screen, the screen which you're seeing here, and you can just simply edit your, for example, your punch in is missing, or if you wanted to just modify your punch in time or punch out time, right? So you can just simply edit the existing uh, uh, existing data, and you can just uh, regularize it, and just you can submit. So once after you submit, again that will go for approval. So once it is approved, then that will just directly store in the database. Input validations at any point of time, and which will help the employees to uh, you know en enter the correct data into the system, and it is a kind of guiding an employee to just enter the correct data. You can set up very complex flexibility rules in a time off and timesheet to validate the data entered by the employee. An error can be raised based on the various validation messages that which we put. It is purely based on the customer requirement. So like different customer may have a different requirement, and like what are the, like they may have to have the different validation messages to put, like while employees recording their time. Maybe you can just guide an employee to just put a right time and right data into right place. Uh, for example, like not possible to record an absence starting at 10 a.m. When an attendance is recorded already in the system, which is end time at 10, 10 hours 5 minutes. Yeah, so this is just an example which I given. So for like furthermore example, in time off, for example, vacation is not supposed to record in the past, and like any for, vacation is not supposed to record in the sense like sick leave cannot be entered for future days, like a future dated sick leave cannot be entered. So such validation rules can be incorporated within timesheet, which is time tracking system, and also we can have this all these validation messages in time off as well. Yeah, so it is purely based on the customer requirement. We can have a different validation messages to be incorporated in the system, which will help the administrator not to go back to an employee to just ask for all this information. So while at the right beginning of when employee is recording their time, at that point of time itself we can easily collect all the required information to record that particular absence or attendance while they are recording in the system. Yeah, so these are the few options that are available for an employees, and let us see what are the different options that we have for a manager. Yeah, so being a manager, what normally they expect is just to have a different dashboards and different alerts and easy approvals. So being a manager, what all I can expect? So I need to approve working time for my team, and can I get an overview of overtime and working times, and can I get an alerts when employee clocks their time for their late work or early going or whatever it is. And I want time approvals easily, and very quick approvals, and which is very much the informative approvals that they would like to they would like to have before they're approving the timesheet. Can I view my entire team while taking any decision? So while before approving it, or while before taking a decision approval, any approval request, so I just need to have the quick overview of his entire team. So I need to approve the absences for my team, and can I approve my team and approve a time on my mobile. So these are the different expectations that the manager will have. So let us see what are the different options that we have for manager to just have all these expectations to meet. So easy and intuitive approval process for managers. As a manager, you can just approve workflow either on your mobile or on the browser application in the laptop. The workflow provides a context to help you out to understand the duration and type of leave and amount of overtime and so on. This helps you out to quickly decide whether to approve or reject the request. There are quick cards on the homepage for time approval and more. Yeah. So there are different various standard quick cards available, which is pre-delivered by SuccessFactors homepage, and you can directly approve or approve time and approve allowances and on calls and any absences information that you can directly see on the quick cards itself. And you can even just create a leave purchase or leave payouts to employees, and you can do different tasks which are available through a quick cards which are pre-delivered by SuccessFactors. This is a manager dashboard for attendances where you can just see real-time data which is recorded recorded time by employees, or the allowances which is already recorded in the system by all your team. So there are different dashboard for absences as well. So they can just simply see like how many number of employees are absent today, or how many employees are on sick leave, on annual leave, or any other leave type that you have, right? So it's a holistic, comprehensive dashboard that you have to just in one go you can see all of your team absences. Yeah, so when it comes to reporting capability, so like there are three configure reports that you have, where you can simply just run a report to just see like how many overtime hours that you have for this particular month, or you can just specify the start date and end date, like between these two dates, like how many number of overtime number of hours that you are paying for this month for your team. So all these you'll be able to just just simply one click you'll just get the report. Yeah, so these are the different features that we have for managers in order to just make their life easy to handle their team time recording and absences as well. Yeah. So finally, to the administrator, administrator is the one who will manage all your time off for their target population. It could be it may be one administrator for entire organization, or it may be a different administrators based on the location. So what normally they expect is like they should have a flexible and comprehensive configuration which will make their life easy, and very easy administrative options that we have within SuccessFactors time management solution. Yeah. So let us see what normally they expect. So being an administrator, I need to facilitate employees and managers to record and approve their time. And can I get a overview of overtime and working times, and year-end processing for carryover leaves, or setting a new balances to the new year, new year, and we work night shifts, and I need to ensure premiums are calculated correctly. Yeah, being an administrator, like without whoever works on night shifts, so the premiums that we pay, right? So all these to be calculated correctly based on the policies or which is predefined by your organization. So being an administrator, I need to coordinate all types of employees, remote or deskless as well. Yeah. And being an administrator, I need to consider union agreement as well before I configure a solution. and I also need to just consider all my company policies to implement time management solution in the organization. So all these are possible with SuccessFactor time off solution. So let us look at like how exactly all these features works and helps you out, help administrator to just accommodate all their uh, requirements. Yeah. So as a time administrator, you facilitate time management for employees and the organization. So first of all, before you're configuring the solution to the organization, so first of all, you're going to define a policies, create a work schedules, and set up a time policies, and assign this time policies and all these schedules to an employee by like as a time profile. You'll just go and assign it to employees and monitor process and intervene wherever is required. So once you assign this time policies, time profiles to employee or a group of people, then you will just monitor all this, and you may have to intervene wherever is required. And at the year end, like perform year end processes such as accruals and carry over the leaves from this year to next year. So all these you will do being an administrator. So when it comes to defining the policies, in the case of absences, just an example, group of employees eligible for annual leave, seniority leave, jury duty leave, and maternity leave, etc. In case of attendance premiums, group of employees eligible for overtime and night shift premiums and on-call duties and allowances, just like that. And different group of people, they may eligible for uh, uh, business travel and time off and leave, all this. Yeah. So while you are defining the policies, you just need to consider this and define your policies, and just you need to group based on the group of employees. You just need to define different policies in the system. Then you need to set up a time profile. So once after you define a policies, then you need to just define the time profiles. Define dedicated time profiles as per the employee groups. So based on the group of employees, you just need to define different time profiles, and per profile, define which absence apply, if these absences can be taken by the employees as a self-service, or if these absences only can be leveraged to administrators, for example, paid leave. So while you're configuring the time profile, you have an option where you can just say this particular time type that which you're associating with this time profile will be eligible and will be just leveraged to employee, and there are a few time profiles which is leveraged only to administrators such as paid leave. Define time recording profile which determine per employee group how time needs to be evaluated based on their specific attendance policy and premiums. Yeah. Define if employees record positive or negative time management. So these are the few elements that which you will assign to employee, so that based on these assignments, employee will be able to just record their time. Create a work schedules. So create a generic work schedule for employees who worked, who record work duration based, and there are few employees who will record their work based on clock times, which is by inputting the start and end time. Define per work schedule the number of hours per day and week and month and year. So while you are defining the work schedule, you also need to just record, and you also need to define like what is the number of working hours per day, per week, and per month. You also need to include day models. Like you have a flexibility to include a day models and just an example, for example, like a shifts, like early shifts and evening shifts and afternoon shifts. All these you can just put it into work schedules, and you also can include the breaks within the work schedules. Yeah. assign time profile to employee group. So you can assign this time profile to employee group, so that like based on the time profile that which you are assigning to an employee in the job information. So based on the time profile, the employee will see the leave types that they're eligible for, and they'll be able to apply for a leaves. Yeah. The time administrator can leverage Time Administrator Workbench to obtain overview of all time accounts. So you, for a time administrator, they have the workbench where they can see the overview of all time types that the employee is eligible for, and that the uh, employees that they have recorded in the system. Perform year-end process. For example, at the year-end, you may have to carry over few leave types, which is you can just configure based on the customer requirements. And at the year-end, you may have to just generate the next year leave accruals. All these you can just do it within SuccessFactors time of solution. So configure flexible workflows. So you can just you can trigger different workflows based on different time types. So for example, sick leave may have different time types, and when it comes to a time tracking, so Sunday premiums may have a different workflow to be approved by different authorizations, different workflow approval participants. And if the overtime premium is more than X number of hours, then if you wanted to trigger different workflows, then SuccessFactors through SuccessFactors time tracking, you can just have different workflows based on your requirement. Yeah, you also can just have different warning messages configured. So based on the time evaluations, like while you are evaluating the time, so you can just have a different warning messages configured. So system will automatically generate based on your predefined policies. System will just generate all these alert messages. So admin support tools accelerate implementation and optimize periodic activities. Yeah. So you do have the standard time management configuration search, where you can just simply just go and see like how many number of employees are associated to this particular time type, and how many number of employees are associated to time profile. All these you'll be able to just see. And you also have the standard check tool, where if you have you can simply just run and just check if you have any error in the configurations. Yeah. So let us this is about the administrator features that are available. These are the different features that are available for administrators to make their life easy to and handle the time of solution within the organization. Yeah, so let us see how exactly the time evaluation will run, and how exactly the time types will be generated automatically, and what are the different options that we have within time tracking to just generate the time types based on the time that we have recorded. So here, first of all, in order to just generate different time types, yeah, first we need to plan like how exactly your time how exactly your time types to be generated, and how exactly the time to be generated. And once the time is recorded in the system, automatically system will evaluate and analyze it and just generate the time types. Yeah, so it starts from employee, where the employee will record the time, and system it can be either positive or negative time management. So if it is positive, then the employee will just record by inputting start time and time, and system, or if it is negative time, then the employee will just record the total number of hours that the employee worked. Yeah. So automatically, once they record their time, the premium will be calculated. All the evaluation will be taken care, and system will just uh, generate the pay types based on the predefined policies that we configured in the system. So when it comes to work schedule, we do have the generic work schedule, different work schedules that SuccessFactors supports, which is generic work schedule, which will assign it to all the employees. And if you wanted to configure individual work schedule, which is specific to employees, even that is possible, and you can just configure specific to employees. And you do also have the temporary work schedules, where you can, if you have a shift, if you have a shift that you just need to assign to employees, you can have a temporary work schedule that you can just directly import into a SuccessFactors time tracking system, or you can just time management solution. So automatically your shifts will be replaced with your regular working pattern. Yeah. So automatic break detection. So while you're configuring your work schedule, automatically system will be able to just detect your break based on the predefined uh, break schedules that we have incorporated in the work schedule. So based on your planned working hours, while you're configuring your planned working hours, so you already, if we are like, we'll be able to just record your breaks as well. So while you are recording your time, your paid breaks will be automatically just taken care by the work schedule that is been assigned to an employee. So flexible bandwidth. So this provides the best for both worlds, making your employees happy by allowing them to personalize their work time, while still helping your organization to control your overtime cost and remain in compliance with regional regulations and any union rules. Provide overtime in lieu for a few of the employees. So the overtime can be paid out, or it can be flow into overtime and lieu balance. This enables employees to take a time off based on their overtime hours. As you can see, regular postings are done based on the overtime which is recorded in the timesheet. In the image, it also shown the time administrator can facilitate to pay out if that is required. Working time accounts enables flexible handling of employees, like working times, like uh, employees can just go and record their time. Yeah, so once they record their time, so automatically all the time that whatever they have recorded will just store. And for example, employee has to work 40 hours in a week. So sometimes when they have more work, they may extend the work. So that has been already captured. For example, employees normal working hours is 8 hours in a day. So when they have more workload, they might have recorded 10 hours, so which is 2 hours extra than their planned working hours. So these 2 hours can be used in a next day, when next day or any day. So when they have less workload, yeah, they can simply just leave early, so that in next day they can simply just record 6 hours, so which eventually balance your total working time accounts for that particular week. Yeah, real time and online time evaluation for automated overtime and premium calculation. So it as soon you record your time, automatically your overtime premium will be calculated, and system will generate a different pay times based on the predefined calculations. uh, like, see, these are the different uh, uh, features that we have in order to just administrate your time management policies, and automate your the calculations of your uh, recorded time, and just to generate your overtime premiums and night shifts premiums, or any type of overtime that you would like to generate. So SuccessFactors time tracking system is capable enough to just generate and handle all these logics in a real-time basis. And now as soon you record your time, automatically system will be able to evaluate your time in a backend with the predefined set of rules, and just populate all your premiums online. Yeah. So there are a few best practices that are available through SAP best practice content. Let us look at like what are the different best practices that we have. So SuccessFactor best practices that you can see from the Upgrade Center. So here are some of the examples that you can see. So you have the SuccessFactors standard best practices for Australia, Canada, China, and Colombia, France, Germany, India, etc. So for all these countries, we have standard best practices which are included, which includes the localizations of that particular countries. Yeah. So when it comes to time tracking, we do have the localization for few countries to United States and Switzerland and Germany and Australia. For example, if you take Australia, so accruals should be based on daily time recordings. So this is already the predefined solution is already available in the on the SAP best practice content. So you can simply just deploy and you can just make use of the best practice content and you can start using it from there. If you wanted to customize that, you can just customize from there. You need to build all these from the beginning. So you can just start from the base is already set up by SAP. You can just simply deploy it and just you can start from that point. Yeah, so these are the few best practice or best practice by SAP which are available. And when it comes to integration, so SuccessFactor time tracking is very, very flexible to integrate all the data. Yeah, so we have standard replications that with third-party systems and Employee Central Payroll system as well. So we have predefined interfaces that which will integrate directly to SAP Employee Central Payroll or SAP ERP payroll system. Yeah. So time types and pay types will be captured and generated in time management solution of SuccessFactors, and these will be directly integrated to SuccessFactors Employee Central Payroll, where it will just play a vital role to just calculate your gross wage types and gross net calculations in ECP, which is Employee Central Payroll system. Yeah, so we do have the pre-packaged integrations, which is provided by SuccessFactors, which will help you out to make it fast and secure, and which is simple when it comes to end user. Start from like you can just simply deploy the pre-packaged solutions, and you can just start using this pre-packaged integrations. Just it is like a plug and play. Yeah, and you also can do the customizations, which is more powerful, and which is these integration tools are very flexible, and you can just do innovative things in the integration solutions that whatever you have. Yeah, so the values of pre-packaged integrations are, we understood both the sides. uh, 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 Here is a look of value of organizations that they get aligned with SAP products, where we won and deliver integration across the products. Yeah, so a predefined point-to-point integration of time management with Employee Central Payroll and Employee Central HCM payroll system as well. So we can directly integrate your SuccessFactors time management to SAP HCM system through a point-to-point integration. So it is just a real-time integration kind of thing. So as soon you have all the data in SuccessFactor time management, so it will immediately integrate to your SAP Employee Central Payroll system, and from there the SAP payroll system will just pick up and run the payroll and just evaluate all your pay types that is captured in your time management system. So leverage integration center to accelerate customer specific time integration scenarios. So you do have uh, you also can just uh, start building the integration if that is required through integration center, and you can just uh, pull and push the data from SuccessFactor time solution to third party payroll systems if required. You work schedule replication into Employee Central Payroll, so you no need to maintain the work schedule Employee Central, SuccessFactors Employee Central, and uh, SuccessFactor Employee Central Payroll system. So you can just simply replicate daily planned working time into Employee Central Payroll, so that you no need to maintain work schedule in both the systems. So automatically the daily planned working time will be integrated to your SAP HCM substitution info type, which will replace of maintaining the work schedules in both Employee Central and Employee Central Payroll. Yeah, import shift to third party tool into Employee Central. So for example, the shifts that whatever you maintain in third party tool, you can directly integrate it into your SuccessFactor time management, so that like you have the temporary work schedule where you can just simply import the temporary work schedule into Employee Central system, so that your shifts will be taken care, and as soon the employee will go on check, they'll see like which shift that they are going to work in next week, and what day, what shift that the employee is going to work. So these are the different options that we have, and different integration scenarios that we have with SuccessFactors uh, time solution. And here are the key takeaways that let us discuss what are the key takeaways from this session. Yeah. So when it comes to key takeaways, SuccessFactor time solution is very simple and intuitive user experience, and very depth and breadth of capabilities and automated processes to ensure compliance and efficient issue handling, and process the complex logics can be efficiently built within SuccessFactors time solution, and flexible and comprehensive configuration options that we have in time solution will make a customer happy. So uh, customer like most of the customer requirements can be deployed by configuring in SuccessFactor time management solution. Yeah, rapid and innovative. So here we have very innovative features that SAP is developing, and SAP is enhancing their existing solution, so that like based on the customer requirements, they'll just enhance the solution that what we have, so that which will help the customer to just accommodate most of the requirement, which will make the users happy, and capture their time accurately. uh, Global coverage, they can simply cover all different types of employees, and it supports all type of employees, for example like blue collars and white collars, to record their time in the system. And you also can just record the time through a mobile app, and desktops, and if the employees are not working in a fixed location, it's very easy for employees just to record their time in the mobile app. And you also have the GPS location capturing capability, so that they can simply capture the they can simply capture the GPS location while they're capturing the time. So the integration to shift planning tools and payroll. So this is one of the major innovation and like major feature that we have with SuccessFactor time management solution. So unmatched services and support. So you do have regular support and enhancements that which SuccessFactors supports uh, for time management solution. Yeah. So thank you so much, and I think this is end of our session. So I hope this is I found this is very useful for you. And if you have any questions, we can discuss now, or you can, if you have any questions already you had put in the chat, we'll just discuss on those questions. I think I don't see any questions in the chat. So if you have any questions, you can just let me know. I hope this session is very useful. And if you have any questions, you can just put it in the chat, as I told you earlier, or you can just drop an email to us at info@talentteam.com. If you have any questions, then we'll get back to you. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Manjana. It really was a insightful session. We have recorded it, so we'll send it out to you all after the session. You can rewatch it if needed. You can share it with your colleagues as well. And like Manjana said, just drop us an email if you're struggling with anything. So I think we'll end the session here. Let me just double check. Yeah, okay, no questions. So yeah, wishing you a nice day, and you'll hear from us soon with the recording. And thank you, Manjana, so much.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.